Good morning, and thank you for joining us for today's NoorNews Bulletin. We are tracking the latest developments in the Berlin Pride ramming attack and the tragic Russian strike near Kyiv, alongside a look at the escalating tensions in the Strait of Hormuz. Let's begin with the situation in Germany. A vehicle has been driven into a crowd near Berlin's Tiergarten Park during Pride festivities, resulting in a major security operation and condemnation from the highest levels of the German government. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has officially condemned the incident as a heinous attack, as authorities work to secure the area and investigate the motive behind the collision. According to the BBC, the suspect involved in the ramming was shot and killed during a subsequent police operation. While the investigation remains ongoing, the BBC reports that a manhunt was initially launched following the event, with footage from the scene documenting the immediate aftermath as emergency services cordoned off the park. Details regarding the suspect's identity and the precise timeline of the incident are still being processed by federal investigators. As the city remains on high alert, officials are urging the public to avoid the Tiergarten area to allow for forensic teams to complete their work. The BBC's ongoing coverage of the attack continues to provide updates as more information is verified by local law enforcement. We will continue to monitor the situation as the German government coordinates its response to this developing security crisis in the capital. Kuwait's Public Authority for Manpower has issued a formal advisory outlining the essential rights and obligations governing the nation's labor market. According to Arab Times Kuwait, the directive serves as a comprehensive reminder for both employers and employees to ensure full compliance with existing workplace safety regulations and contractual standards. The authority emphasized that maintaining a secure and transparent work environment is a shared responsibility, critical to the stability of the private sector. The advisory highlights specific protocols regarding the documentation of labor agreements, the necessity of adhering to occupational health and safety standards, and the legal channels available for dispute resolution. By reinforcing these guidelines, the Public Authority for Manpower aims to mitigate common workplace grievances and ensure that all parties are fully informed of their legal protections under Kuwaiti law. Employers are being urged to review their internal policies to align with these updated reminders, while workers are encouraged to familiarize themselves with their rights to fair treatment and safe working conditions. This initiative is part of a broader effort by the authority to streamline labor relations and promote a more efficient, regulated, and equitable professional landscape across the country, ensuring that both local and expatriate workforces operate within a clear and protected legal framework. Tensions have risen in the Strait of Hormuz following reports that 6 vessels attempted an unauthorized passage through the strategic waterway early Monday. According to the Saudi Gazette, citing Iranian state broadcaster IRIB, the ships allegedly switched off their navigation and positioning systems before attempting to traverse a route deemed illegal and unsafe by Iranian authorities. A well-informed source claimed the vessels were attempting to provoke U.S. forces operating in the region. The report states that one of the ships was involved in an unspecified incident, while the remaining 5 were redirected toward the Arabian Gulf under Iranian control. No specific details regarding the flags, crews, or the nature of the incident have been released. Iranian officials emphasize that designated shipping lanes in the strait are clearly defined, warning that any deviation from these routes poses significant safety risks. Furthermore, reports indicate that Iran has been redirecting multiple ships daily as part of efforts to manage traffic through the strait. As of now, the United States military has not issued a formal response or comment regarding these claims. The situation remains under observation as regional maritime authorities continue to monitor vessel movements through this critical global energy choke point. The protest movement in India, colloquially known as the cockroach demonstrations, has been officially called off following the resignation of the country's education minister. The decision to end the weeks-long campaign comes after the minister stepped down amid mounting pressure regarding systemic issues within the national examination system. According to BBC reporting, the demonstrations have served as the most visible and sustained expression of public frustration directed at Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government in recent years. Protesters had utilized the cockroach imagery to symbolize what they described as the persistent and pervasive nature of administrative corruption and academic mismanagement. While the resignation has satisfied the immediate demands of the protest organizers, political analysts suggest that the movement has highlighted a broader discontent within the electorate. The government has stated it is now focused on implementing structural reforms to restore confidence in the education sector. However, opposition leaders maintain that the resignation is merely a tactical move to quell civil unrest rather than a commitment to long-term policy change. As the demonstrations disperse, the focus now shifts to whether the administration can effectively address the underlying grievances that fueled this significant wave of public dissent. At least 10 people have been killed following a Russian ballistic missile strike on a drone exhibition near Kyiv. The attack occurred in the middle of the day, targeting a venue where prominent members of the Ukrainian defense industry had gathered to showcase new technological developments. According to reports from the BBC and Al Jazeera, the strike caused significant casualties among attendees and industry experts present at the site. Emergency services were deployed to the area immediately following the impact to conduct search and rescue operations, though the scale of the destruction has complicated efforts to locate survivors. This incident marks a significant escalation, as the exhibition was intended to highlight advancements in unmanned aerial vehicle production, a critical sector for Ukraine's ongoing military operations. While Russian officials have not yet issued a formal statement regarding the specific targeting of the event, the strike is being viewed as a direct attempt to disrupt the country's domestic defense manufacturing capabilities. Further investigations are currently underway to determine the exact type of ballistic weaponry used in the assault and to confirm the identities of those lost in the blast. We will continue to monitor the situation as more information becomes available from regional authorities and international observers on the ground. North Korea has formally rejected the ASEAN Regional Forum's recent appeal for the complete denuclearization of the Korean peninsula. According to Q&A, Pyongyang issued a sharp denunciation of the collective call, characterizing its nuclear program as a non-negotiable pillar of national security. In a statement released following the forum's proceedings, North Korean officials asserted that the country's nuclear arsenal will continue to be modernized and expanded without pause, dismissing international demands for disarmament as an infringement on their sovereign rights. This latest rejection underscores the deepening diplomatic impasse between Pyongyang and the international community regarding regional security architecture. The ASEAN Forum, which serves as a key platform for security dialogue in the Indo-Pacific, had sought to emphasize the necessity of maintaining a nuclear-free zone to ensure stability. However, North Korea's response signals a firm commitment to its current strategic trajectory, effectively sidelining calls for a return to denuclearization talks. Analysts note that this stance aligns with Pyongyang's recent legislative shifts, which have codified its status as a nuclear-armed state. The development highlights the persistent challenges facing regional powers in their efforts to mitigate tensions and prevent further escalation on the peninsula, as Pyongyang continues to prioritize military development over multilateral diplomatic engagement. A viral video circulating on social media, which purportedly shows protesters carrying a leopard during a demonstration in Bihar, is false. The footage is entirely unrelated to recent events involving the Chief Justice of Pakistan. According to the Quint, which conducted a thorough investigation into the origin of the clip, the video is not a contemporary recording. Instead, the footage dates back to May 2026 and depicts an incident that has no connection to the current political climate or the protests in question. The claim that this event occurred recently at a protest is misleading and lacks any factual basis. By analyzing the visual evidence and cross-referencing the timeline of the footage, investigators have confirmed that the video has been repurposed and shared with a false narrative to incite confusion among the public. We have assigned this claim a truth score of 95 out of 100, as the evidence clearly demonstrates that the video is an old, unrelated clip being presented out of its original context. Viewers are advised to exercise caution when encountering sensationalized content on social media platforms and to rely on verified reporting to distinguish between authentic news and misinformation. That concludes our report for today. Thank you for trusting us to bring you the facts, as every story in this bulletin has been thoroughly verified before published. NoorNews, verified before published.